When America loses the war with Iran and AI kills all of the white collar class, America will need to reinvent itself, reinvent its identity, and somehow forge a new structure, or even tap into some of the foundations that made this country great. That is being unapologetic, resilient, and flexible. So that's kind of like the thesis for today. I am not sure that America will be able to go back to its pure form. I think it's probably going to merge into a new type of archetype, and that new type of archetype could be something similar to what Argentina or Brazil have done. Not because they are the greatest example, but because they are good references of what is on the other side of the fire once you pass through that. What's kind of the outcome, what is forged after all of that suffering, that losing a war, or having a rude awakening, or disappearing, or kind of dissipating the full entire middle class means. So today definitely is a little bit of a prediction, because I'm assuming that America will lose the war with Iran. We're talking about an archetype that is similar to a rugby team. And I'm talking precisely about the Argentine rugby team, because there's something about the Argentine rugby team that just really called my attention. And I think what it makes that team different from the rest of the world teams is those three characteristics. First of all, is mixed. So it's kind of like a hybrid. When I say mix, I mean a new breed of two continents, of two ideas, of two different ways of thinking and approaching life. That's one of the characteristics that the team has. Another one is that it's a strong team. It has a lot of force, and it's very forceful. And I think eventually Americans will get that attitude towards what they want, how they want it, and be unapologetic about it. And we can see that now with what happened with Joe Kent, I think it is, that he just literally left. He resigned because he's forcefully getting in the way of this narrative that we have about the war, and being unapologetic about why he's doing that. That's, to me, is kind of the new America that is coming. Is that person that can discern what is right, what is wrong, can be loud about it, and can kind of open the way, force the way to be loud about it. as I said, like so much as that, in a way, it just reminds me of that rugby team that is just like moving forward and just making its way into the major league, and making the headlines. So that's what I see for the future in America. I think that white collar workers will definitely have a rude awakening, and not so much in the sense that, okay, well, there will be a lot of layoffs and people will lose their jobs and potentially lose their mortgages, but in the way of, okay, so how do I insert myself again into the job market? And if I cannot access to these salary, what are the options? And when they see the options, they're gonna it's gonna be hard, because the options are pretty lean to what white collar workers are used to earn. And not only they are lean, but then they also are now competing with a lot of immigrants that all the way to last year, they did not cross paths. Immigrants were doing their thing, probably they're driving their Ubers or, working in the warehouses, and they would just perhaps see them from the far. And now they are actually competing one-on-one with that one salary that is probably what will save those months that they are not working, or until things accommodate again. Anyways, a little bit of a speculation tonight. I just had this prediction, and I can see this new type of archetype emerging after the devastation that AI and the war will bring. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. My name is Magdalene. I do these videos so I can learn how to articulate my thoughts in real life, live. And if you want to learn a little bit more about my thought process, my POV, please check the description down below. That's where my Substack lives. Thank you. Bye.